Good morning to all. Myself Suguna. Previously I discussed about data types and what are the database available in MS SQL Server and all. So I hope previous class understood right. So today I'm going to explain constraints. In SQL Server we have topic constraints is there. Constraints. So before going to this topic, previous class I missed one topic. I like operator. So I will explain why we are using a like operator, where it is used and all. So like operator. So why we are using like operator in SQL Server means by using this we can string searching. So string searching purpose we are using like operator. Okay, so here I mean percentile also we are using here. It will indicates number of or n number of characters available in particular column. Okay, it will tell. Okay, so for example, so I am having start from employee. So I am having this table, right? Employee table in my database. So this is the data available in employee table. So by using like operator, first of all, I want to display whose names starting letter. Yes, I want to display the names. Okay. So how I am using here means select ename, right? Employee name from employee where emp name. So here I am using like operator, like. So I want to display starting letter with S, right? Whose name starts with S, okay? So I'm using percentile symbol here. So it indicates here it will display whose name starts with S, okay? See, in my table, employee names, only Sung will be starting letter S, okay? So employee name Song is the starts with S name, okay? I hope understand right this one. So same like that. I want to ends with something G. So I want to display whose names end with G letter. So I want to display that particular session. Simply I am going to write query like this. So this is the display. See, G only having ending letter G, okay? So I hope understood, right? And I want to starting letter, some another name like starting letter K, and I want to display ending letter N. So that cases name from the employee where EMP name like. So I am displaying starting letter K, right? and I want to display ending letter G. So I think so here it will display starting letter, starts with S and end letter also S. That cases we are using like this, okay? So I hope understand this session, right? So next topic is constraints. Constraints means why we are using constraints and where we are using constraints and all. I will explain today's class. So constraints. So it provides rules or conditions to the column. So rules or conditions, it will provide columns, particular columns. Constraints are rules or restrictions. So constraints are rules or restrictions on particular columns, okay, which are imposed on table column. So it won't allow any invalid data. So not to allow any invalid data, okay. And also constraints are optional database objects, okay. Constraints are optional database objects, okay. Understood, right? Why we are using constraints in MS SQL Server. So here there are 6 types of keys available in constraints. So one is primary key, and the second one is unique key. Third one is not null, and fourth one is check constraints. And fifth one is foreign key. And coming to sixth one, default key. These are the constraints available SQL Server. So coming to primary key, it acts as both unique key and not null. What it will performs means unique key, it won't allow any duplicate values, and not null, it won't allow any null values, okay. So primary key will perform both unique key, not null, okay. It acts as both primary key and not null. It means it won't allow any null values and it won't allow any duplicate values. Okay. So, unique key. Unique key. That's one not null. It means it won't allow any duplicates and null values. Okay. So, and for a table, it has only one primary key. So, for one table, it allows only one primary key. A table has only one primary key. Okay. One more point. A primary key can hold more than one column. Primary key, it can hold more than one column. Primary key can hold more than one column. Okay. Primary key can hold more than one column. When we are creating a primary key on a table, automatically cluster index will be created. Okay. If we create primary key, by default, cluster index will be created. Okay. So if we create a primary key, by default cluster index will be created. Okay. So I will show how to create a primary key. So I'm creating one table. Create table. Table name is take some like student table. So student. So here I am giving column names ID. ID I'm taking int. So for ID, I'm giving primary key. Primary key, what will do? It won't allow any duplicate values and null values, right? Primary key. Primary key. So student name. Name, varchar. So I'm creating student table with name. So I'm already having student see one table got created. So here I am I am creating one table. So here for one column, I am creating one primary key. So here what it will do means it won't allow any, duplicate values and null values for ID. Okay. So here it will for one, one table it will take only one primary key it will allow. Okay. So here I am creating one primary key on student table. Okay. So see, same table I want to apply for two columns. I want to create two primary key columns. It will take or not. See, so I am giving another table name B. So for this also I am applying. So here I am using for two column names. I am giving primary key constraints. See, so it will take or not. I will show you. See, it won't allowed. Cannot add multiple primary key constraints to a table. So it means, so it will allows for one table, one primary key only. It won't allow multiple primary keys and multiple columns. Okay. So if you want to apply more than two columns and primary key, we go for composite primary key. So composite primary key. So if you want to create more than two columns and primary key, that cases we go for composite primary key. So see how I'm going to apply a primary key on two columns. Create what I have. So ID means command name varchar 20 phone number also. Phone number for info. Okay. So here I am taking three columns. So I want to create ID and name for, I want to create a primary keys. See, primary key. So here for two columns, I am creating primary key, right? So ID, comma, name. Student. Unknown object type student we use in create drop alter statement. Then we'll remove it. Something into table I'm taking. ID into name varchar 20 phone number into primary key for ID and name. So it will not take in. So sorry, table, right? Table. Yeah, sorry. Student B. Okay. So see, successfully come. Here what you will observe. See, here a single primary key which is created as multiple columns is called composite primary key. Single primary key which is created on multiple columns. So it is called composite primary key. Okay. So here in primary key, here for one column, it will take only one primary key. Entire table, it will take only one primary key. It won't allow multiple primary keys on this table. Okay. I hope understood, right? Primary key. And coming to next one is unique key. So unique key, what will do? So unique key, it won't allow any duplicate values, but it allows one null value. Okay. It won't allow any duplicate values, but it allow one null value. Okay. So whenever we are creating a unique key, by default, non-clustered index will be created. Okay. In primary key, by default, cluster index will be created. In unique key, by default, non-clustered index will be created. Okay. Whenever we are creating unique key, by default, non-clustered index will be created. If we create unique key, by default, non-cluster index will be created. Okay. So for example, here also say create table. Table name is something students D is DD, student D, ID. For ID, I am taking integer data type and name varchar data type. So here for ID, I am taking unique. See here, I am creating unique key constraint for ID count. So it will be created, right? So here also same for if you want to create if you want to create a unique key constraints and multiple columns, it will go for composite unique key. Okay, composite unique key. So same, I'm taking composite unique key. Composite. So unique key which is created on multiple columns called composite primary key. So unique key which is created on multiple columns, it is called it as composite unique key. Okay. So I want to create unique key on multiple columns means, for example, so I'm creating a table. So here ID name. So here I am taking unique key constraint. Unique key. So same commands completed successfully. And understood, right? So composite primary key which is created on multiple columns is called composite primary key. A unique key which is created on multiple columns, it is called as composite unique key. Okay, I hope understood, right? So coming to not null. Why we are using not null in columns means it won't allows any null values. It does not allows any null values. Okay. Example, create table. Table name is student. I'm taking F. So ID. And here I'm using not null constant and here varchar. So see here what will do, it won't allow any null values and column ID. Okay. Here I am creating not null constraints for ID. Okay. Next one is check constraints. Check constraints. It provides conditional related restrictions. We use check constraints. So what will do it? It will do. It provide conditional related restrictions. For that reason, we are using check constraints. What are these? So create it, it provides conditional related restrictions. So it provides conditional related restrictions. Okay. For that reason, we are go for check constraints. So it will allows null values. Okay. And one more thing, check constraints cannot handle varying data. Okay. It cannot handle varying data. It means, check constraint cannot handle pseudo columns. So what pseudo columns means, I will explain in coming sessions. Okay. Create table. So table name is student G. I'm taking here. ID int. So here I'm mentioning check condition. Check ID less than 100. So here I am providing command name varchar 20. So name A, comma B. What here will do means, here I am mentioning a condition id less than or equal to 100, right? So it will check up to 100. And here, I mean, where here also I am giving check name in a comma b, a comma b. So it will check a and b also will check. Here it will provide conditional related restrictions. Okay, what are the condition I am mentioning here? So it will check each and every condition. It will check. If it is true, it will go for next one, and it will not true, it will stops there only. Okay, so I hope understood, right? Check condition. And coming to foreign key. Foreign key also known as reference key. So we have to refer to foreign key with primary key. Okay, we have to refer with foreign key with primary key. When we refer foreign key with primary key, foreign key allows only the values which are there in primary key. When we are referring foreign key with primary key, foreign key allows only the values which are there in primary key. Okay, and in foreign key it allows duplicate values and it allows null values also. So in primary key it won't allow, right? So but here it will allow. Okay, foreign key also known as reference key. We have to refer the foreign key with primary key. Primary key with unique key also. Okay. And one more point, when we are refer foreign key with primary key, foreign key allows only the values which are there in primary key. When we refer only values so one more point is it allows duplicates, it allows null values. Okay. So for flexibility purpose, foreign key allows null values. Okay. So one more point, how many number of columns primary key containing? Foreign key is also has to contain same number of columns with compatible data type. Okay. So what it'll do means primary key, how many number of columns it will contain, same number of columns in foreign key also containing with compatible data type. Okay, and coming to next one, the default data type. In default key, what it will do means it gives default value instead of null. So it will provide default values instead of null. Null where is null columns is available, there it will provide by default. What are the value we are providing? It will be tips by defaultly. For example, let's use values. It gives default values. Sorry, default values instead of null. Create table. Table name student H. ID. For ID, I'm taking integer value. So here I mentioned default 0. So wherever the null will be available, there by default 0 will be placed. Okay. Where can default, here I'm mentioning some name. Default name is something Ayushi. So here where in columns where the I mean null values available, there by default it will place 0 value. And here in name also where in columns where the null value is available, there Ayushi name is placed. Okay. So commands completed successfully. Understood, right? By default value. In ID, where is the null values? Null values is there. By default, 0 will be placed. Where the in place of I mean null value is there in name column. By default, Aishi will be placed. Okay. So I hope understood, right? If you have any doubts and related to constraint topic, so please contact me. If you have any doubts, and I hope some people are helpful this class. I think so. So I'm mentioning my details, contact details also. If you have any doubts, please approach me. Uh, thank you for watching the session. Thank you so much. Thank you.